why that day and why that moment? There have been a lot of. You could have done that call in 2015.
Yeah, this is more than losing, right?
You know what, guys? 2 weeks before this, Bulldog, one of the hosts, he went on like a kind of similar rant, and it just I don't want to say I was inspired by it, but I remembered it, and just I took my sister to that game. Like I'd never been to a game with my sister before. It's kind of like a last second thing, and just watching. That game was the closest thing I had ever seen to the previous season, which, in my opinion, after the Sabres had their little 10-game win streak, it was just absolute misery. The passion wasn't there. I mean, it was bad, man. It was bad, and that was like watching the previous season. And then just hearing throughout the day, just a lot of fans, seeing on Twitter, people calling, just kind of stating not the exact same things I was displeased about, but it just kind of kept building into me all day. And I'm just like, I was on my way to the gym, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to call in, because I'm a regular caller, and I just called in. And in the beginning there, I said, I'm going to organize my thoughts as best I can, and I'm pretty good at articulating my thoughts. And then right there in the beginning, I kind of got like caught up in my words, and in my head, I'm just like, fuck it, just go.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Just go. And it's I didn't expect what happened to happen. I was just another fan, just frustrated, angry, and just I just fucking went off.
Yeah. So it's so much more than wins and losses, right? So a big part of your rant was knockoff jerseys, and I had no idea what you were talking about. What were you talking about?
Okay, well, one of the biggest things over the past month was, the biggest, just going back to the team itself, the biggest thing about this team was, and I stated it right in the call, is the competitiveness is there. Ralph Kruger is getting a lot out of these players, and it has been a lot different. Like they haven't been out of games, every game up until a few weeks before the All-Star break was entertaining. We weren't miserable at the games anymore. Jack is having an unbelievable MVP-like year, and just he went on that tear until he had to miss a game where that streak he was on. Like we were glued to the TV, we were glued to the ice when we were at the game, and it was just so much fun. And then, just the biggest thing about this season, the 50th, the golden season, was, the 90s night, the odd night, 70s night, just each night commemorating, each era of Sabres hockey since they've come into the league. And, 90s night was the big one because, the trending thing on Sabres Twitter, social media is the wanting to bring back the goat head jersey, the old black and red jersey.
Yeah, so
in my opinion, that was my favorite era of hockey. That's back when the Sabres-Toronto rivalry was at its highest.
That was great. Daniel Brienne.
Oh, my favorite. My favorite playoff series, hands down, from my childhood. It had nothing to do with those deep playoff runs we went on in what we call the slug years. It was that semifinals, Buffalo-Toronto, Hasek-Cujo. That series was unbelievable, and I was 11 or 12 years old, and just that was glued to my TV. I had season tickets with my dad. That was back when it was still Marine Midland Arena, and just going to those games with him, it was just that's when I really think I fell in love with this team, and just like I want to play hockey. I want to play goalie. Hasek was my hero. LaFontaine. LaFontaine was no longer the team at this point, but it was just. You fell in love with that team and that jersey, and I can't tell you the number of goat head jerseys I have in my closet right now, man. And we wanted that jersey, and we saw what the Canucks did because they came into the league same year. And the one thing that was so blatantly obvious on Sabres Twitter and any social media was bring back that jersey for one night. One night. And there was a lot of speculation leading into the night. We weren't sure. No one was really going to. Then we heard maybe it'll be worn during warm-ups. And then we got nothing. And then the alumni come out in these jerseys, and it had the goat head on it. I don't know if you've seen the pictures.
Oh, I've seen the pictures.
They were not the jerseys. In fact, they were complete knockoffs and looked like beer league jerseys.
Oh,
and I'm like, and then on top of everything else.
By the way, just to interrupt you, Duane, for just a second, the goat's head on the jerseys. First off, the collars are not right; they're just gray. The second is that they're not centered properly.
Yeah.
And keep going. I'm not going to interrupt you. Keep going.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Screw it. So, and you know what? I'm like, and then we find out, it wasn't made. We weren't made aware of it right away. But Dave Andrewchuk on odd night. Then I will say this: the Sabres on odd night, they gave each I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but on each section, they dressed the arena up like the odd, and that was an unbelievable idea. They put a shirt representing the section, the color shirt represented the section of what the odd was, to the KeyBank Center. So, the upper deck were oranges, so they had orange shirts on every seat, so it looked like the old odd. If you were to if you go back and look at those pictures, that was an awesome idea. Everybody got a free shirt. It was cool. But then they trot out alumni with misspelled names on the back of their jerseys. Dave Andrewchuk's name is misspelled. The all-time leading power play goal scorer is what? And then we find out as Sabres fans that I'm not sure how this got leaked, but from people I've talked to, have said that it was a missed deadline with Adidas, where
oh my God,
the Sabres weren't able to use those jerseys because the NHL has a contract with Adidas, and you're only allowed to wear so many jerseys. And it just it blows my mind. It's just like the incompetence. It's like, how do you leading into this year, that's what we want. The second they announced 90s night, that's what we want. We want that jersey. How do you miss a deadline? How does that happen? And who's accountable? Who's responsible? And there's nobody comes out. Nobody says, hey, sorry, we fucked up. We screwed up. Nothing. And then, it wasn't just the fact that they laid an egg that night against Ottawa. It was just everything before that, and it just tipped me over an edge. And then listening and reading what Sabres fans had to say the next day, I got on that phone call, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. And just like other things, too. The fact that enough 50th, the commemorative jersey for the 50th year, they didn't order enough jerseys for fans to go throughout the year.
What?
They only ordered so many, and there was a huge demand for jerseys. A huge demand for jerseys, and they were out. They were out.
My God.
They might be out now still. I don't know. They ran out. I remember I went into because I bought a Darlene, I had to buy the actual one with the fighting straps in it because they were out and they weren't getting any more in of the Fanatics jersey, the cheaper one. Which, I'm not trying to say I'm cheap, but it's
you shouldn't have to pay the $300 for the Authentics. Yeah, you should be able to get
exactly.
Fanatics.
I shouldn't have had to.
Yeah.
It's the 50th year. Why aren't there enough jerseys? And there are other gripes too that I've heard from other fans. It's when you get commemorative banner night for this, why aren't there enough banners for commemorating this night? It's only the first 10,000 fans. Well, the arena seats close to 17,000, 18,000 people. Why is it the first 10,000 fans? I get it. It's all about money and stuff. But, when for 9 years we've been paying our hard-earned money for your product, and this is the way I look at it, man. Any sports franchise, they work for me. They work for me. I'm the consumer. You're doing your best to provide me with a product. And it is within my right to complain about whatever we want. And this is the product on and off the ice. And I'm like I said, I will never call for somebody to lose their job. I don't want to see people lose their jobs. But the biggest thing I want is accountability. Show us that we matter. And that has been so it has been so neglected, man, for years now and years. And people like want to point, and I agree too. Since they bought the Bills, and I'm like, since the Bills have been bought, and they've been thriving, and we feel like the Sabres fans, we feel like this redheaded stepchild sitting in the back seat, with the windows down in the middle of winter,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on?
It's very specific.
Like what about us? We like just talk to us, just make us feel that we matter, man. Like it's just not there.
Duane,
it's not there. Like.
Yeah, I mean, man. First off, you got to start a podcast, man.
Right.
Or like YouTube channel. Like you have got to do this, and not just
you guys. Just throw this out there. You guys are from Toronto. We're from Buffalo. I'm from Buffalo. There's a lot of Eichel Matthews talk all the time on Twitter. You guys, I mean, I'm always willing to talk Sabres Toronto. Like anytime you guys want, man.
Well,
fuck it. Like I don't give a shit.
That's great. No, and listen, you said something very interesting there, and this is a complaint we had for years, especially at the beginning of our show when the Leafs were awful. And that is, it's like, you work for my dollar, and what have you done for me lately? Mm-hmm. And so,
but that was wins and losses.
That was wins and losses. You even take it beyond that, right? We're talking about like getting alumni's jerseys ordered on time with the right name,
and there's no excuse for that.
No,
none. Green.
There's not. There is no excuse.
Mike Green with the Washington Capitals years ago complained like, hey, I when I was scoring 30 goals, I used a certain type of stick, and I wish I could still use that type of stick. A blog, Russian Machine Never Breaks, actually got fans to give in their jerseys. Or not jerseys, their sticks. Their signed sticks. And he used them in NHL games. You can't tell me the Sabres couldn't... Yes, it's a story. It's a real story. And you can't tell me the Sabres couldn't have done something even like... Imagine how they could have spun it. Hey, guys, we messed up. We didn't get these jerseys in time. But how about you bring in your own jersey?
Yeah.
The alumni will wear it onto the ice for the ceremony, and they'll sign it for you after. You can't... I'm looking on eBay. You can get one that I'm pretty sure it's authentic for like $60 to $120. Like, they couldn't drop like a grand.
I bought a Stu Barnes jersey like 6 months ago from a thrift store.
Stu Barnes!
I'd get my Doug Gilmour Sabres jersey.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, and it's sad to hear it, because listen, this is a franchise that has had, I mean, much like the Leafs, a lot of close, maybe, almost, and a lot of heartbreak.
No goal.
What do you think? What do you think needs to change? Like you want accountability. I mean, the Pagulas, there was so much hope and happiness when they bought the Sabres, because they had the money to keep them there. They had the money they wanted to, the part of their thing is investing in Buffalo.
Yeah, they're throwing their money around, for sure.
For sure. From what we've heard, they're frustrated. So the issue is, it's something within the organization. Where do you think it stems from? And, follow up to that, has anyone from the organization reached out to you directly?
Nope. Not a single person.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, because we know the Pagulas have heard the clip because they called the radio station to have it taken down.
Is that
there's a lot of conjecture about that, and I have my own reasons for believing that is what happened. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But WGR went on record, I think it was yesterday, and said that they were the ones that took the clip down. But I mean, I don't know. I think that's just saving face.
I mean, when you have a clip that's doing numbers for you, you have to take it down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing. I think the biggest mistake they made was taking it down.
Yes,
because it made you go viral.
Then it became a thing.
Because it was catching. It was getting wheels. The wheels were spinning on it when they first put it up because people wanted to hear it. But then the second they took it down, and then people realized it was taken down, that's when the shitstorm happened.
That's when I saw people start tweeting like, "Okay, let's make this go viral." At first, it was just being passed around like, "Hey, here's this guy freaking out, and it's kind of funny." Then it became like a cause.